DJ Mike C on the track.
Cause that be natural. Lady D. Looking tacky. I keep my game tactful.
Yo.
Yeah, I'm so nappy. Cause that be natural.
The infamous.
I ain't looking tacky cause I keep my game tactful.
I'm so pretty, I'm so fabu, I'm so nappy, it's like it's a taboo. I'm so filthy, got the tattoo, fucking these bitches like I own ragu. On my business with my platoon, getting these minutes like I'm a typhoon. Y'all is children on that cartoon.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Airfros and Babyhairs, and thank you for joining us for another session in the reading room. I know it's been a while, but we're going to be getting caught up today. So grab yourself a snack and a drink while we get into some things. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so and hit that notification bell to be notified of all of our sessions. Please be sure to share us out to help us grow. And last but not least, to leave us some feedback in the comment section. We will greatly appreciate it, and we would love to keep the conversation going. Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So, how's everyone doing? I hope all is well and that everyone is living their best lives. I hope that everyone is happy, healthy, prosperous, and surrounded by love. And also, I can't forget, I hope that you all are at peace. Leave all this stress and toxicity down at the bottom of the barrel where it belongs, so that we can live healthier, more prosperous lives. So yeah, guys, anyways, with that being said, let's get into the foolishness of it all. So yeah, here we go. So y'all, this first topic is on the conjoined twins. I reported on them not too long ago because one of them were dating, and now I'm bringing them back up to report on them again because now one of them has gotten married. So let's get into the article, and this comes from today.com, and it reads: conjoined twins Abby Hensel is now married. Abby and Brittany Hensel, who documented their lives in the TLC reality series Abby and Brittany, have a new member of the family. Conjoined twins Abby and Brittany Hensel first gained national attention when they appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show in 1996. Now the sisters have reached a major life milestone. Abby is married. The Hensels later starred in the feel-good TLC reality series Abby and Brittany, which showed them driving, traveling to Europe, and even riding a moped. When the show ended after one season, Abby and Brittany had just graduated from college with degrees in education. A lot has happened in the last decade. Abby, 34, is now married. According to public records, Abby, a teacher, and Josh Bowling, a nurse and United States Army veteran, tied the knot in 2021. The sisters also share photos of the wedding on social media. The couple live in Minnesota, where the Hensels were born and raised. The sisters are both teaching 5th grade in Minnesota. According to the pictures and videos on Bowling's Facebook page, the family enjoys nature, hikes, ice cream, and snow tubing. Today.com reached out to Abby for comment but did not get an immediate response. Abby and Brittany are discipulous conjoined twins and share a bloodstream in all organs below the waist. Abby controls their right arm and leg. Brittany controls the left. When Abby and Brittany were born in 1990, their parents Patty and Michael Hensel decided against separation surgery, deeming it too risky. At the time, doctors said there was little chance that both would survive the operation. How could you pick between the two? Mike said during a 2001 interview with Time magazine. Only about 1 in every 200,000 live birth results in conjoined twins. Approximately 70% of conjoined twins are female and most are stillborn, according to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. In the 2003 documentary, Joined for Life, Patty Hensel said that her daughters were interested in having children one day. That is probably something that could work because those organs do work for them, Patty shared. Yeah, we're going to be moms, Brittany said. We haven't thought about how being moms is going to work yet, but we're just 16. We don't need to think about that right now. So I thought in the last report on them, they were saying that they have been taking like birth control or whatever, and they were having like PCOS symptoms. So now all of a sudden they want to be moms. That's new news, but I'm like, how in the world does this work? And I'm not even gonna say that this is true because they're going off of what the boy posted on his Facebook page. Like, just because you're posting pictures of the conjoined twins and yourself out bowling and out, snow tubing and all of this doesn't mean that they're married. But I'm still curious to know how in the world do they plan on being intimate? How they plan on making these babies with the sister right there? Like what is going through this dude's head? Like, I'm confused. Let me know y'all thoughts on this, cause like I said, I'm confused about it all. But like I said before, I find it kind of strange, and that's just my, prerogative, my opinion. I feel like by them being conjoined twins, it would make more sense for me if they were dating some conjoined twin brothers or conjoined twins males, so that everybody could have somebody. And then they're in the same situation. I just find it strange that somebody who is not a conjoined twin in this world will want somebody who has two heads in one body. I just find it strange, but it just could be me. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? He's not looking at the fact that they have two heads with one body. He may be looking at the fact that he actually really is in love with Abby, I think. So he may not even be really into the other twin. So I don't know. It's a little bizarre, but these days anything goes. Let me know y'all feedback in the comment section. I would really like to know what you guys think. So the next article is from abc7chicago.com, and it reads, huge cargo ship loses power near New York Bridge, incident reminiscent of what led to Baltimore collapse. It says another massive container ship lost power near a bridge in an incident reminiscent of what led to the Baltimore disaster last month. Pictures posted online show the 89,000-ton, 1,100-foot-long vessel APL Kidao anchored close to New York's Verrazano Narrows Bridge. It's now on the way to completing its journey, but this incident comes less than 2 weeks after the deadly bridge collapse in Baltimore. The U.S. Coast Guard confirmed the container ship had experienced a loss of propulsion Friday night as it traversed a waterway in New York Harbor. 3 tugboats were escorting the ship, which is standard procedure for large vessels heading out into the Atlantic. The tugboats were able to tow the ship until it regained propulsion. Authorities noted that even if the ship had come close to the bridge, the design of the bridge, with protective rock islands built around its post, would likely have prevented the kind of March 26 catastrophe in Baltimore when a container ship lost power, hitting the pillars of the Francis Scott Key Bridge, causing it to collapse and kill 6 construction workers who fell with the span. Salvage crews have started removing the hundreds of shipping containers on board the Dally, and on Friday, divers located the body of one of the 4 remaining construction workers. The incident in Baltimore and the one in New York serve as reminders for bridge officials nationwide to be on alert. Now is the time to go out and rethink what you have and make sure that all the inspections and all the studies have been made for the individual bridges themselves, said retired bridge engineer Andy Herman. As for the ship that lost power in New York after being repaired, it was allowed to continue on its journey and is now headed to Norfolk, Virginia. So I wanted to put you guys up on game about that. There was another ship that lost power. I mean, this is old news, but I wanted to still bring it up because we have to be careful on these bridges with these ships, passing underneath. Like, we have to be very mindful and try to hurry up and get out these bridges as quickly and as safely as possible because it is too much going on. And I know a lot of people like to go on cruises during the spring and summer months. So also, once again, be mindful of sometimes these ships losing power and running into things and things of that nature. So be fully aware and fully alert that these things are still happening. So let me know y'all thoughts on this in the comment section below. The next topic comes from complex.com, and this is about Young Miami, and it reads: Young Miami goes on tirade after video surfaces of her being served legal papers at party. The City Girl member reached her boiling point on X over merchandise that she denies selling. Young Miami has found herself in another legal battle. On Sunday morning, April 7th, the City Girls member had a multi-post rant on X about supposedly being served legal papers in Houston over the weekend. In an Instagram video posted by Larry Taylor, the alleged documents were given to Young Miami on behalf of Charlie C., founder of Act Bad Entertainment LLC. C has accused Young Miami of trademark infringement, and although she doesn't appear to sell merch with the phrase, Diddy released a single last May featuring City Girls and Fabulous titled Act Bad. "What is this?" Young Miami says to Taylor in the video after he gets her attention while she's among party attendees. "To my homeboy Charlie C, you've been served," Taylor tells her. Clearly the moment riled Young Miami up enough for her to react on X, particularly months after she was alleged to have transported pink cocaine along with being a sex worker in a lawsuit against Diddy. "I'm so tired of the internet and people fucking with me every day," she wrote. "Trying to serve me some paper over merch that I'm not selling is lame. Like, everybody want to go viral so bad. Let's go viral. I'm tired," she continued. Although some fans showed her support, Young Miami also directed her attention to one ex-user who was skeptical about the lawsuit being about merch. After airing out her frustrations, Young Miami got back to the music and promoted her upcoming Skrilla Baby assisted single CFWM, which released on Wednesday, April the 4th. It's understandable that Young Miami is particularly stressed about legal issues at the moment, especially after being named in an amended lawsuit against Diddy, where she was accused of being a sex worker along with transporting pink cocaine for him. Wow. Yeah, it's a lot going on with them. She should have just kept doing music with JT. Seems like JT is staying out of trouble. So they should have just kept their own little thing going and not get involved with Diddy. Like, I didn't even think Diddy would have been her type or whatever, but I don't even know what her type is, to be quite honest. But yeah, all I can say is how the saying goes, all money ain't good money. So yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments below about it. Also, I think this lawsuit sounds kind of frivolous. It does sound a bit like they looking for clout or something. Like, really, the girl not selling nothing with your clothing brand name on it or whatever. Like, yeah, I feel what she's saying, but let me know y'all thoughts. The next topic is about a pediatrician who was unalived on her way to see the solar eclipse that recently happened. So this is coming from Yahoo News via USA Today, and it reads: pediatrician on way to see solar eclipse unalived after falling out of Airstream, reports. A renowned pediatrician unalive after falling out of her Airstream camper on a New York highway, reportedly while she was on her way to watch the total solar eclipse with her family on Monday. Dr. Monica Veronica, 58, fell out of the 2024 gray Airstream that was being lifted by a pickup truck that her husband was driving, according to New York State Police. The accident occurred Saturday afternoon on Route 12E in Jefferson County in the northern part of the state. Veronica rode in the Airstream with other family members during the last 20 minutes of their trip, the department said in a news release. Witnesses behind the Airstream claimed they saw the passenger side of the Airstream open, Veronica's arm hanging on the door after the wind caused the door to swing open, causing her to be thrown from the Airstream, the news release said. The doctor's head then hit the shoulder of the roadway. She was later pronounced unalive at a hospital. Veronica treated children since early 2000s. An investigation into the tragedy is ongoing, the department said. Veronica worked as a doctor at Stony Brook Medicine under the pediatric allergy immunology subspecialty, which she has practiced in the early 2000s. She treated children with allergies, asthma, and skin conditions, and even taught pediatrics as a clinical assistant professor according to her About page. Dr. Veronica has extensive experience evaluating children for immunity disorders and frequent infections. She enjoys working with children and their families and developing a long-term relationship with families while guiding them through chronic allergy-related conditions. Her page reads, outside of work, she enjoyed hiking, exercise, and spending time with family and friends. Traveling to see the solar eclipse. A neighbor of Veronica and her husband, Robert Veronica, said the couple was traveling to watch the total solar eclipse on Monday, according to the New York Post. Poor Robert, poor kids, the neighbor told the New York Post while crying. Really nice family, good neighbors, the best. Several update New York cities were in the path of totality, including Buffalo, Niagara Falls, Jamestown, Rochester, Syracuse, Lake Placid, Plattsburgh, and Watertown. Wow, that is crazy. And they have a little picture of the actual camper that she was in. It's like maybe if they had a locked and closed the door, she wouldn't have got pulled out. So this is just a warning to make sure your doors are closed and locked tightly. I don't care what type of vehicle you're in, because if things like this are happening, and I'm sure she wasn't in a seatbelt because it's like a little camper, it's like a little trailer, so they were probably up moving around doing things. So yeah, condolences to the family. That is a sad way to leave here, but yeah, I'm glad that we got a chance to know about these type of incidences so we can have knowledge of these things happening and be fully aware. So it just makes you not be so nonchalant about hopping in vehicles and not locking the door, not putting on your seatbelt. All of that matters and it can save your life. So it's crazy and wild, but freak accidents do happen. Let me know y'all thoughts on that in the comment section below. This next topic comes from the Telegraph via Yahoo News, and it reads, British chef who ghosted pregnant wife found in less than a day after online manhunt. A British chef accused of leaving his pregnant wife and disappearing without a trace has been found by social media sleuths in less than 24 hours following an online manhunt. Charlie Withers, a London-born chef who moved to the U.S. in 2012, became the subject of speculation when Ashley Maguire, claiming to be his wife, posted on Facebook in a search for her allegedly estranged husband. Ms. Maguire claims she was abandoned while pregnant by 30-year-old Mr. Withers, who left their Massachusetts home never to be seen again. After repeated failed attempts to begin divorce proceedings, Ms. Maguire took to social media a year later to appeal for help. She said, I'm really about to test the power of Facebook with this one. Last year, when I was pregnant with our youngest baby, he decided being a husband and a dad wasn't the lifestyle he wanted anymore, and he ghosted, like gone without a trace. The couple have a 1-year-old child and a newborn that Ms. Maguire alleged Mr. Withers has never met. She added to the Are We Dating the Same Guy Texas group, divorcing someone who is completely unreached is really tough and drawn out. So I'm trying to track him down to get his signature on a few papers so I can finally close this chapter and move on with my life. Ms. Maguire claims she was forced to turn to social media after attempts to locate and contact Mr. Withers privately failed. She is believed to have used a number of different online groups in an attempt to find him. It took women in the Facebook group less than 16 hours to locate an address and phone number for the father of two, who is believed to be living in Texas, a 30-hour drive from Massachusetts, after also spending time working in Rhode Island. The Facebook post was quickly picked up on TikTok and Twitter, with posts about the manhunt receiving upwards of 1.5 million views. Mr. Withers moved to the U.S. from London in 2012 to attend Middlebury College in Vermont before going to Boston College, Massachusetts, and starting work as a chef, according to a LinkedIn profile. The Facebook group Ms. McGuire used currently has 12,000 members and described itself as a place to protect and empower women, specifically to warn each other about dangers and inquire about partners. Amid the social media frenzy, Ms. McGuire posted an update to the group describing the situation as unexpected and absolutely insane, and urging users not to issue threats or physically go out and find Mr. Withers. In an interview with Jam In 94.5, a Boston radio station, following the viral post, Ms. McGuire said, "My goal was not to disrupt his whole life. I just want to have this door closed and move on. I don't want any ties. I don't want any connections. I just want the next chapter of my life to start." She claimed her intention was only to reach those in her local area, and she believed may still be in contact with him. Mr. Withers and Ms. McGuire were contacted for comment. And that's all it says. So I just wanted to bring that up because they are always saying that it is always the brothers who are the deadbeat dads. And as you can see, they are not the only ones who are deadbeats. This man had 2 children with this woman and he just was like, I don't want to be a dad. I don't want to be a husband. I want my single life back. And he took off without telling her anything, and it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Not only he didn't move to the next city, the next street, he moved states away. So I'm surprised he didn't go back to wherever he was from, Great Britain or whatever. I'm surprised he didn't go back there, but that is wild and crazy. But like she said, there is power in social media. I ain't gonna hold you. So y'all ladies out there, if you searching for a long lost baby daddy, then social media might be the answer. Men out there, if you searching for a long lost baby mama, social media might be the answer. So yeah, guys, let me know y'all thoughts on that in the comments below. The next topic comes from Associated Press via Yahoo News, and it reads, "The company responsible for a global recall of sleep apnea machines will be barred from resuming production at U.S. facilities until it meets a number of safety requirements, under a long-awaited settlement announced Tuesday by federal officials. Philips will be required to overhaul its manufacturing and quality control systems and hire independent experts to vet the changes, according to a court order announced by the U.S. Department of Justice. The company must also continue to replace, repair, and provide refunds to all U.S. customers who got the defective devices," the department said. The action is a major step toward resolving one of the biggest medical device recalls in history, which has dragged on for nearly 3 years. Most of the devices recalled are continuous positive airway pressure, or CPAP machines. They force air through a mask to keep mouth and nasal passageways open during sleep. Left untreated, sleep apnea can lead to a dangerous drowsiness and increased risk of heart attack. Philips has recalled more than 5 million of the machines since 2021 because their internal foam can break down over time, leading users to inhale tiny particles and fumes while they sleep. Efforts to repair or replace the machines have been plagued by delays that have frustrated regulators and patients in the U.S. and other countries. Lawyers for the federal government alleged that the company failed to comply with good manufacturing practices needed to ensure device safety. The company did not admit to the allegations, according to the court filings. This office, the FDA, and our partner agency are committed to holding manufacturers accountable when they violate the law and put the public at risk, U.S. Attorney Eric Osborne said in a statement. Under the legal agreement, Philips must hire independent auditors to create a plan for fixing its manufacturing problems and for monitoring problems with the sleep devices. The plan must then be approved by the Food and Drug Administration. The experts must also certify that new foam selected by the company meets FDA safety standards. Jeffrey Reed of Marysville, Ohio, experienced persistent sinus infections and 2 bouts of pneumonia during the 7 years he used the Philips machine. I worry about my long-term health, Reed said. I used this machine for years, and no matter what money I might get out of this, what's going to happen? Reed received the newer Philips device after returning his old machine, but he doesn't like to use it, preferring a competitor's device. I don't trust the company, Reed said. I don't want to use it. Reed is one of more than 750 people who have filed personal injury lawsuits against the company over the devices. Those cases have been consolidated in federal court in Pennsylvania. Similar lawsuits are pending in Canada, Australia, Israel, and Chile, according to the company. The Dutch manufacturer announced in January it had reached a tentative agreement with the FDA and the Department of Justice, but U.S. regulators wouldn't confirm the deal at the time because it had not yet been reviewed by a federal judge. A company spokesman said Tuesday the agreement provides a roadmap of defined actions, milestones, and deliverables to meet relevant regulatory requirements. In an email statement, he noted that Philips will still be able to export some machines for sale outside the U.S. The FDA's website warns patients that the risk of ingesting the sound dampening foam could include headache, asthma, allergic reactions, and more serious problems. An FDA inspection of Philips Pennsylvania offices in the fall of 2021 uncovered a spate of red flags, including emails suggesting the company was warned of the problem with its foam 6 years before the recall. Between 2016 and early 2021, FDA found 14 instances where Philips was made aware of the issue or was analyzing the problem. No further design change, corrective action, or field correction was conducted, the FDA inspectors repeatedly noted. In 2022, the FDA took the rare step of ordering Philips to step up its outreach to customers about the recall, including clear information about the health risk of its products. At the time, the agency estimated only about half of the people in the U.S. with affected machines knew they had been recalled. Customers trying to obtain refunds on new or refurbished devices from the company have reported long delays. The Associated Press Health and Science Department received support from the Howard Hughes Medical Institute Science and Educational Medical Group. The AP is solely responsible for all content. That is crazy. So, and then for them to say that Philips could continue selling the machine outside of the U.S., like why would you want other people outside of the U.S. still buying it? If y'all all know at this point that something is wrong with these machines, like that is crazy. But I just wanted to put that out there for any of you out there who may be using these sleep apnea machines or have loved ones who may be using these sleep apnea machines. Y'all might need to turn those back in and get your money back, or be a part of the lawsuit, or get a refurbished piece of equipment, or go with a whole different company. But it's imperative that you do something, because clearly there's something wrong with these machines, and especially if your loved one or yourself, if you're using it, may be coming up with pneumonia and sinus infections and all this different stuff. So you might want to do something about it, look into it. So I just want to put that out there, and notice how long they let things like this go on before they notify the general public about these things. It's like ridiculous. But let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section below. The next topic is coming from Cultivating Health, UC Davis Health. And it reads, cancer is on the rise in younger adults. What to know about screening and your risks. There has been an increased awareness of cancer in younger adults, partly due to several celebrities speaking out about their own cancer diagnosis. Cancer diagnoses have also been rising in people under 50. It's called early onset cancer, where diagnosis happens in adults between the ages of 18 and 49. This is concerning for some people because age is usually a top risk factor for cancer. Our experts offer advice and screening best practices for younger adults to help protect themselves and detect cancer early. At what age do cancer diagnoses typically occur? The median age for cancer diagnosis is 66, according to the National Cancer Institute (NCI) statistics. However, that can vary between cancers. For example, the median age for a breast cancer diagnosis is 67, while the median age for lung cancer diagnosis is 71. However, cancer can be diagnosed at any age. Cancer originating in the bone is most frequently diagnosed in people under age 20, about 25%. About 12% of brain and nervous systems cancer are diagnosed in the same age group, according to NCI data. What are cancers more likely to be diagnosed at later stages in younger adults as compared to older adults? Younger adults tend to not see their primary care provider as regularly unless they have problematic symptoms. This is especially true for men. Young adults are sometimes just starting to spread their wings and have other things occupying their time and attention. Some people in this age group may not even have a primary care provider or may not have health insurance for a variety of reasons. When a younger adult does go to a primary care provider for concerning symptoms, cancer is not usually the first thing the provider thinks to test for. That's because it's not as common in this age group. What cancer screening should younger adults have done? For people under age 50, find out if you're at increased risk for certain cancers. This may involve finding out your family's history and genetics. Once you learn these things, it's best to talk to your healthcare provider about which screenings may be right for you. 3 cancer screenings that you can look into include breast cancer screenings. Adult women of all ages are encouraged to do a breast self-exam at least once a month, starting at age 40. Women should get regular breast imaging or mammograms. Women younger than 40 who have risk factors for breast cancer should talk to their provider about early screening. Cervical cancer screenings. Women should get their first pap test, which helps find abnormal cells in the cervix beginning at age 21. Women ages 21 to 29 should get a pap test every 3 years. Women ages 30 to 65 should get some sort of screening, either HPV or pap test every 3 to 5 years. Colon cancer screening. Colon cancer is on the rise in younger adults, so this has been in the news frequently over the last few years. People should be getting colon cancer screenings at age 45. If you're not at increased risk, you should not get a colonoscopy or screening every 10. If you're not at increased risk, you should get a colonoscopy or screening every 10 years. If you have personal or family history of colon cancer or other cancers, talk to your provider about earlier or more frequent screenings. Are certain cancers being seen at higher rates in younger adults? Over the past few years, there's been an increase in colorectal cancer diagnosis among younger adults. Colorectal cancer is the leading cause of cancer death for adults under 50. While experts aren't sure exactly what's causing the rise, poor diet and lack of physical activity may be contributing factors. What can everyone do to help reduce their risk of cancer? While some cancers are genetic or can come with older age, there are things you can do to help reduce your risk. About 1/3 of cancer deaths are linked to poor diet, not enough exercise, and being overweight. Here are some lifestyle habits to keep in mind. Number 1, stay away from tobacco. Tobacco use contributes to 30% of all cancer-related deaths. No forms of tobacco products are safe, including e-cigarettes and hookahs. Secondhand smoke also increases your risk for cancer. Number 2, exercise regularly. The American Institute for Cancer Research recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise or 75 minutes of vigorous exercise each week. Even if you can just get out for a 20-minute walk during your lunch break, that's still a great option. Staying active can prevent a variety of cancers and other health conditions. Number 3, maintain a healthy weight. Too much weight results in the production and circulation of 2 hormones, estrogen and insulin, that can encourage cancer growth. Staying at a healthy weight can reduce your risk of several cancers as well as other health conditions. Number 4, eat a healthy diet. Sticking to a healthy diet can help you keep a healthy weight. Plant-based foods and foods with fiber can help lower your cancer risk. Reducing your red meat intake can help reduce your risk of cancer like colon, breast, and prostate. Number 5, limit alcohol. It is best not to drink alcohol, according to the American Cancer Society. People who choose to drink alcohol should limit their intake to no more than 2 drinks per day for men and 1 drink per day for women. A drink is 12 ounces of regular beer, 5 ounces of wine, or 1.5 ounces of 80 proof distilled spirits. Number 6, get vaccinated against HPV. The human papilloma virus vaccine, HPV, can help prevent cervical cancer and other types of cancers caused by HPV. The vaccine is recommended for boys and girls starting at ages 11 or 12, but it can be given as early as 9 and up to age 45. Ask your primary care provider or your child's pediatrician if the HPV vaccine is right for you or your child. And the last one, get screened for hepatitis C. Hepatitis C is a liver infection that can increase the risk of developing liver cancer, specifically hepatocellular carcinoma. It's important to get screened for hepatitis C if you have other risk factors. Early detection and treatment can help prevent liver damage and cancer. So yeah. I saw that cancer was on the rise in younger adults, younger people nowadays, and I think that it's coming from a lot of this GMO food, a lot of this junk food, and the fact that the kids are not, or the younger people are not able to get out and move around as much. You know, a lot of people are gaming and doing all these different things instead of getting outside in nature, getting exercise and all of that. So I did want to share that with you guys, you know, just so that you can make some changes in your lifestyle, get these younger people, you know, up and active. You know what I'm saying? So do the best that you can with what you have, what resources you have, what time you have. So yeah, let me know y'all thoughts on that in the comment section below. Also, they were saying that these younger people are aging faster these days as well, so that could be a contributing factor as well. So it's a lot of things playing a role in what's going on. So just do your due diligence and do what you can do to do a lifestyle update so that you can live longer and healthier. That's all I can say. Do what you can with what you have. So yeah. The next topic is coming from TMZ, and it reads, bus aid brutalization, special needs kids, parents speak out, slam school district. 2 of the parents of special needs kids who were allegedly brutalized by an aide at their school are speaking out, and they say this whole thing could have been prevented. We talked to Jessica Vestal and Brittany Yarborough on TMZ Live Wednesday, and they explained how they discovered that 28-year-old Kiara Jones was allegedly hurting their sons, something they say they figured out through surveillance video on the bus they rode. As you know, the footage that surfaced depicts Jones apparently hurting Jessica's son, who's autistic and nonverbal. And Brittany says her own son, who's also nonverbal, was also sustaining mysterious injuries that were inexplicable, including a broken toe. After doing some digging, the 2 moms say they eventually put this on cops' radar, who investigated themselves, at which point the video came up and showed what it showed. Jessica and Brinley say that while their kids might at times engage in self-injurious behaviors, SIB, they say the wounds their kids had went far beyond that, which is what led them to try and figure out what was happening. In hindsight, they say they're glad they did. As we reported, Jones was arrested and booked on charges for crimes against at-risk children, and in the aftermath, these 2 mothers wonder why this was allowed to happen. They say if someone had just done their job and checked the footage, which apparently hadn't been reviewed until this was all brought up, then this whole situation could have been avoided, and their kids wouldn't have had to endure what they did. Brittany and Jessica stopped short of saying they're filing suit, but they've already said they're exploring their legal options, including potentially suing the school district here. Jones has since bonded out of jail, and she lost her job. The authorities are looking into whether there's any further evidence that she might have been harming other special needs kids. So yeah, guys, I don't know. I think on one of my lives I was showing where the lady was, it's punching the student, but it was on Twitter, so I think I had to take that video down. But for those of you who were in attendance on watching that live, you saw exactly what was going on with that little boy. I think even one of the boy's ear got bitten. Like, that girl was doing a lot. And it's like, at the end of the day, if you don't like your job, if you don't like children, if you got a demon spirit on you, you don't need to be around nobody else's children. And these children, like they said, they're non-verbal and they have autism. It's like, really? What could they have done or said to you to make you attack them like that? So I'm not understanding, but hopefully justice is served in these situations, and hopefully these ladies win their lawsuit against the school district, because clearly nobody was checking those surveillance cameras on that bus. So I can't say that I blame them. I hope that they take different measures as far as, the children at this point, maybe homeschool, maybe, send them to a special school where they don't have to ride the bus, or maybe even take them to school themselves. Like, there are some other options out there, but I don't know. If somebody was doing this to my children, I think I would take them out of the school altogether. Cause yeah, let me know y'all thoughts on that in the comment section below. The next topic is coming from CBS News, and it reads, Uvalde school shooting victims' families announced $2 million settlement with Texas City and new lawsuits. Family members of Uvalde school shooting victims reached a $2 million settlement with the Texas City over the deadly 222 rampage, officials announced Wednesday. The group also said they're filing lawsuits against dozens of Texas Department of Public Safety officers in Uvalde School District, among them a $500 million federal suit against nearly 100 state police officers who took part in the botched law enforcement response. The announcement comes nearly 2 years after a teenage gunman unalived 19 students and 2 teachers at Robb Elementary School. Law enforcement officers unalived the gunman in a classroom after waiting more than an hour to confront him, which was heavily criticized in the wake of the powwowing. In the settlement announced Wednesday, the city of Uvalde will pay a total of $2 million to the family of 17 children unalived in the shooting and 2 children who survived, according to a statement from the family's attorneys. Pursuing further legal action against the city could have plunged Uvalde into bankruptcy, something that none of the families were interested in as they look for the community to heal, the statement said. The money will come from the city's insurance coverage, attorney Josh Koskoff told reports at a news conference. These families could have pursued a lawsuit against the city, and there is certainly grounds for a lawsuit, Koskoff said. Let's face it, sadly, we all saw what we saw, but instead of suing the city and jeopardizing the finances of anybody, the families have accepted simply the insurance. The city said that the settlement will allow people to remember the powwowing while moving forward together as a community to bring healing and restoration to all those affected. We will forever be grateful to the victims' families for working with us over the past year to cultivate an environment of community-wide healing that honors the lives and memories of those we tragically lost, the city said in a statement. May 24th is our community's greatest tragedy. The families were also working on a separate settlement with Uvalde County, Koskoff said. Javier Cazares, whose 9-year-old daughter, Jackie Cazares, was unalive in the shooting, said the last 2 years have been unbearable. We all know who took our children's lives, but there was an obvious systemic failure out there on May 24th, Cazares said. The whole world saw that. No amount of money is worth the lives of our children. Justice and accountability has always been my main concern. We've been let down so many times. The time has come to do the right thing. The settlement also includes the Uvalde Police Department's committing to provide enhanced training for police officers and implement a new standard for officers to be developed in coordination with the U.S. Justice Department, according to the family's attorneys. The city also committed to supporting mental health services for the families, survivors, and community members, creating a committee to coordinate with these families on a permanent memorial and establishing May 24th as an annual day of remembrance, in addition to taking other measures. The families are also taking new legal action against 92 state Department of Public Safety officers and the school district, including former Robb Elementary School principal Mandy Gutierrez and Pete Arredondo, the school district police chief who was fired months after the shooting. Law enforcement did not treat the incident as an active shooter situation, despite clear knowledge that there was an active shooter inside, Wednesday's statement said. The shooter was able to continue the unaliving spree for over an hour while helpless families awaited anxiously outside the school. Kuskoff said the state's officers on the scene could have done more to respond to the pow-powing. They acted as if they had nothing to do, as if they didn't know how to pow-pow somebody, as if they weren't heavily armed and the most well-trained, Kuskoff said. A Justice Department report released in January called the police response a failure. Had the law enforcement agencies followed generally accepted practices, lives would have been saved and people would have survived, Attorney General Merrick Garland told reporters at the time. At Wednesday's news conference, Kuskoff said the families would down the line be suing the federal government, noting that many federal law enforcement officers also responded to the outing. You had over 150 some odd federal officers who also were there and stood around until one or more breached the room at 77 minutes, Kuskoff said. Sure, that was a heroic act. It was a heroic act 77 minutes late. So that is crazy that they're only going to give these really 19 families only $2 million. With 33% of that money going to the lawyer fees. But it says, it's more lawsuits to come, so maybe they'll be able to get more money the more that they sue. But it's crazy that small amount is what they're going to spread across all of these different families, being that they lost a loved one at the hands of, another student. But all of these federal officers were there on the scene who had, their own arms, their own, like he said, they were skilled. They could have done something, but did nothing but stood to the side shaking in their boots. So yeah, it's kind of sad. But y'all, let me know y'all thoughts and opinions on this. Once again, condolences to the families. But yeah, that sounds crazy. The next topic comes from Newsweek, and it reads, Noodle recall as warning issued to 4 states. Over 37,000 cases of frozen noodle product produced by the manufacturer Sun Noodle have been recalled after the company found traces of undeclared egg white powder in some of its items. According to a release from the company, the product S&S Cup Saimin noodles with soup and garnishes is a frozen noodle item that is sold in ready-to-heat cups along with a separate fish cake. The contaminated products were manufactured between May 9, 2023 and May 8, 2024 and distributed in cities across 4 states, Hawaii, California, Nevada, and Utah. People who have an allergy or severe sensitivity to egg run the risk of a serious or life-threatening allergic reaction if they consume these products, Sun Noodle said in its release. The company said that it discovered traces of egg white powder in the Saimin Cups fish cake item while conducting routine quality checks. The egg product was not disclosed on the Saimin Cups packaging. Those who have purchased a recalled product are encouraged to return their items for a full refund. Recalled items can be identified by their lot code, which is located on the lid of the Saimin cup. The lot codes of the affected products include any increments between 1623-129 to 162-3365 and 162-4001 to 1624129. In total, Sun Noodle said that 37,158 cases of the Siemens cups have been affected. No illnesses related to the contaminated products have been reported, said Sun Noodle. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience or concern this may cause and assure our customers that we are taking all necessary steps to ensure the safety and quality of our products, the company added. Customers can contact Sun Noodle directly regarding the recall at 888-735-7777 or via email at customercare@vistashore.com. And Newsweek reached out to the manufacturer via email for additional information. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration published a copy of Sun Noodle recall notice to its website as a public service. Dozens of food-related recalls have been issued in 2024. Last 234 food products were recalled, according to data from the FDA. According to a report by the insurance group Segwit, the number of recalls in the U.S. reached its highest single quarter total in over 5 years at the beginning of 2024. The report takes into account recalls for the automotive, consumer product, food and drink, medical device, and pharmaceutical industries. In the first 3 months of the year, 909 recalls were reported across all 5 categories. Wow, that is scary. But yeah, guys, make sure that you are constantly checking the recall list, because I just ran across this particular one, but I've heard about several different noodles being recalled. People have been going to the upper room behind these noodles, as well as, you know, children and all of that. So especially like the cup of noodle. So it's several different ones. This is just one I ran across. So make sure you are checking the recall list faithfully, because they are not making this stuff, like they're not announcing it publicly from platform to platform. They're not putting a lot of effort into letting this stuff be known. So just do your due diligence and move accordingly. So guys, let me know what you think. Let me know if you know anybody who has been affected by any of these recalls. Put us on, let us know so we can be fully aware and fully prepared. So it's a bit strange, but it is what it is, y'all. The next topic is coming from USA Today, and it reads, a large fight broke out on Carnival Cruise Line ship. A video posted on YouTube on Saturday by passenger Nick Richardson appears to show a group of fellow guests throwing chairs, tackling each other, and hitting one another in the buffet area of the Carnival Paradise. Richardson previously shared the video on TikTok, but the social media platform removed the clip, he told USA Today. The 43-year-old happened upon the conflict when he went in search of pizza around 3 a.m. on the final day of a Caribbean cruise in early June. I woke up because I was starving, said Richardson, who lives in Clearwater, Florida. He saw security guards speaking to groups of guests. The passengers were talking trash to each other in the eatery before the clash escalated, though he wasn't sure how the initial argument began. Richard estimated that roughly 10 to 15 people participated in the physical fight. Security personnel intervened and escorted one group out of the room, and the other group exited the opposite direction, he said. The video shows chairs overturned and dishes strewn across the floor and tables, with at least one plate broken in the aftermath. Carnival Paradise security's team intervened in an incident that took place on June 6. Spokesperson Matt Lupoli said in an email statement, as in our policy, we will not tolerate such behavior, and the guests involved were fined and will not sail on Carnival Cruise Line again. Richardson stressed the fight was an isolated incident and that he thoroughly enjoyed the rest of the trip, which marked his first cruise. He even booked another sailing with Carnival shortly after returning home. The security and just all of the staff there, they were very, very good, he said. The incident comes after a Carnival guest pleaded guilty in February to assaulting another passenger, at one point smashing a glass in their face. Wow, the Carnival cruises are becoming a big ghetto. I've seen a few incidences lately, but this one was by far the worst. I saw the footage on X, so if y'all want to see it, please go to X. You can see it there. However, it wasn't in this article. So it says large fight breaks out on Carnival cruise ship, video footage shows. So I saw it on X and it was a mess, and it makes me not want to use Carnival anymore because, like I said, I've been seeing a lot of fights on there, especially since, you know, the pandemic. They really dropped their prices, and it's like everybody and their grandma are going on these Carnival cruises. So I'm gonna be looking for another cruise line or another way to vacation. Maybe get a travel agent or something like that. I really like cruising because you don't have to worry about food, you don't have to worry about hotel, you don't have to worry about parking. That's the reason why I love to cruise. And then there are different events going on inside the cruise, like they have clubs, they have fine dining, you know, everything is right there. So, but now it looks like I'm gonna have to find another route or a more exquisite cruise line. So let me know what y'all think about it. If you are a fellow cruiser, let me know, will you be still using Carnival when this ghetto behavior is going on? It's like, I don't want to waste my vacation or risk my vacation and, you know, potentially getting hit with a chair or a flying plate because somebody is on this cruise that don't know how to behave. You know, it's the same reason why I stopped going out to nightclubs and stuff like that. Too many fights, too much pow-powing. Because I've been in a club a couple of times when there was some major pow-powing going on. It sounded like a battleground. And yeah, no. So let me know y'all thoughts on that. If y'all have any suggestions on better cruise lines, or do y'all have some travel agents y'all can put us up on, let me know in the comments below. Alright y'all, we have come to the end of this chat session. I hope that you have been enriched, inspired, informed, and or entertained. Be sure to check us out on our other platforms. They are listed on our channel description. Make sure to click the notifications bell to be notified of our future chat sessions. Thanks again for your time and support. I look forward to the next one. Peace and love, and as always, be blissful.
DJ Mike C on the track.
Cause that be natural. Lady ain't looking tacky. I keep my game tacky.
Yo,
Yeah, I'm so nappy. Cause that be natural.
The infamous.
Ain't looking tacky. Cause I keep my game tacky.
I'm so pretty, I'm so faboo, I'm so natural, it's like it's a taboo. I'm so filthy, got the tattoo, hucking these bitches like I own ragu. On my business with my platoon, getting these minutes like I'm a typhoon. Y'all is jersey on that cartoon, and I'm sitting on top with these buffoons. I'm so nappy, I'm so nappy. All these dudes that wanna get at me, I'm so cultured and I'm happy. Jealous witches wanna come back me, cause I'm comfortable in my skin. End of the day, you lose, I win. I'm so profitable in my ends, don't care if I make or lose a few friends, and I look like $1 trillion. Lady, we won a lotto, cause in the Lord I trust, and beauty is the motto. Naturally thick in the bud, I'm Billy Blanks on the topo. Edges a little rough, just pretend I'm from Morocco. Organ all up in my hair, cause I let my locks grow naturally. My curls popping everywhere, I'm maximizing on this natural thing. Like it or not, I don't care. You clowns ain't about to worry me, cause I does this for myself, and I'm repping for my ancestry. Yeah.